Has thoughts, doesn't he always?
Clement has thoughts.
Hey, what you trying to say, V?
Don't ever use that word smart with me. Don't ever use smart with me, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode. That's right, on screen, Lovecraft Country. We ain't playing no games. We ain't kidding around over here. So we're gonna start right here. You know her, you love her. Not only what is it? Survivor winner or whatever. One survivor. All right, won that. The winner of 3 Road Rules versus Real World Challenges, Vanessa Sharp.
Yo, that's a good reference. I love that show. Yes,
yeah,
little known fact. Thank you. I'm here, and I am a champion.
Diagonal Square, also a champion. Bowling, what is it? IPFBAA tour, whatever. The bowling people, all right? Bowling champion of this region, Western region, 3 years in a row, Clement Bryant.
Bowling?
Yeah.
Bowling?
People bowl.
Bowling?
The dude.
What's wrong with bowling? Are you hating on bowlers right now?
Yeah, I am. No, I'm messing around.
Hating on bowlers?
No, I'm kidding. What's up, y'all? Yo, this episode was ridiculous, just to put it lightly. But maybe that's the understatement of the year. We need to get into this because, like I said, Clement has thoughts.
Clement has thoughts.
Hashtag Clement has thoughts.
Last but not least, the creator and sole reason that we have Shark Week, the man, the myth, the legend. That's right, Nate Miller.
I think Shark Week means different things for you than it does for me. But yes, I'm Nate Miller, and I'm very excited to talk about this episode. Whole roller coaster of emotions. A lot of them being terror and disgust.
Terror.
And even though there was some cool hype stuff, this is another one of those episodes that I was like, I might have to turn this off.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, gotcha.
Yeah. I watched a considerable part of this, in the reflection of my computer. I don't want to look.
Yeah. I felt the same way. I had to put I was like, baby, can I look now? Can I look now? Because it's going, I felt that way.
The sex scene with the flesh coming off.
Yeah, I remember what happened.
I'm sorry. I had to say it out loud because I yes, I understand. Thank you.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little fleshy love.
I was eating a jelly donut for the first time in
a jelly
6
donut?
Years. Strawberry jelly donut
Fresh
in 6 years.
Jelly donut.
I was upset. I was upset.
Fresh jelly donut just squoozing all over your hands. And getting all over your face. And then dribbling down your chin.
All right, thank you for all of that.
We get it. We get it.
I did bring it up. That's
if you don't want babies all in your video, dancing, taking all the credit, don't come to NERDSoul. All right, so shouts out to Tyler Bennett up in the spot. Good to see all y'all. So this episode did a very good job of putting everybody. They didn't give us no money. Did a very good job of putting everybody together. We got, you know what I'm saying? We got people from Korea. We got people from different timelines. At least their books. You know what I'm saying? We got fictitious, weird, cursed characters. Look, this episode held it down. But this episode was tough at the beginning. Very tough. I was kind of waiting for the shoe to drop. I was like, I wonder what they're going to do with Emmett Till and like what's going to happen and how they're going to handle it. And now we see, and you know, even though we all know the story of Emmett Till and how, you know, how long it's been and how old it is, but still to this day, you know, it's tough watching it. It's tough watching it and watching them go through it. And the reason why it's so tough is like, I mean, and you can look on YouTube and see older statements and older, you know, panels and stuff doing the same thing today. They even talked about how Breonna Taylor's you know, they basically, you know, just went through the same thing 65 years later. So it's like it's very rough watching it and being like, this is 65 years later, it's happening again, and we're watching it kind of as entertainment, I guess / edutainment. It's like the same thing's happening. Same thing. And it was tough to watch, especially when I kind of knew it was coming, but I didn't know when. So yeah, it was interesting to see. You know, you had the Nation of Islam there. You had the kind of like just the regular citizens. Then you had everybody from the church there. So you got to see a good example of everyone who was like moving in the community, whether it was on the faith-based side or even just like regular citizens, how they were affected. And unfortunately, you could copy and paste that thing.
Yeah.
And just look at it again, and it's hurtful, but you know, it's perfect for this show, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I'll go in and let you guys speak.
Yeah, I agree. At first I was a little bit disoriented because I was like, oh my God, I thought she came back. I thought like the Hippolyte, it was and then when it was like confirmed that it was Emmett Till, I was like, I think there were theories that I had read that maybe this is an alternate reality and like something different would happen with him. And they were like, no, this is within our reality. This happened. And I was just like such a gut punch because I'm like, in the scene with Diana and talking and asking her what the smell was, that was so that I think I had to I wanted to pause it, but I was like, no, I can't, because I wanted to keep watching, because like I've smelled dead bodies in the somewhere, and so it was just like that visceral moment of like, oh, that was powerful and painful, and I don't know if that was necessarily as much for us as it was for non-Black people to hammer it home, like this is something that has been continuously happening, but the details in that scene were visceral and hard to watch. Yeah,
especially seeing like all basically the neighborhood lined up to be able to get into the funeral parlor of the church. I didn't really see, but I just saw the whole bodies. And like, I remember when Letty was like running out to find Dee after Dee ran off because of everything that was going on with the funeral. You just saw her just fade into the crowd, and you kind of realized like, wow, this was a big thing, because it's one thing for us to hear about it in school or for our parents to tell us about it. Mm-hmm. But it's a whole nother thing to see it contextualized in popular media, and especially a show like this.
Yeah.
That is, as much as it leans sci-fi and horror, the most realistic and visceral parts of it are the racism, and remembering that while this does take place in, you know, an extended reality, it's based very much in our own, and that pain is real. And even like you're saying, Vanessa, like even me, like there were multiple parts during this episode that I had to walk out of the room because it hit me too hard. Like, it's even hard for me to like even kind of contextualize it and express it right now, because the Emmett Till story I was told about when I was 2 years old. and I had nightmares about it, like being like it was like me. So hearing that, and I know we all take it personally, like even now we still have Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Philando Castile, and the names go on. This part of that episode really, this one hit me harder than last week's and the week before. And this show, I don't know how they keep on managing to surprise us at every turn, but also hurt us in a way that it needs to kind of be expressed in a way. And I think as much as the show is for us, it's also telling, you know, I'll say it, white people that, hey, we ain't just making this up. We ain't just, you know, out here for our own benefit or anything else like this. It's like our pain is real. It's contextualized, and it's like it's going to stay real. You know what I mean? So if that makes sense, because I'm still trying to unpack this episode in my head. Yeah. It was a painful one for me to watch, but it was a really good episode. Nate, how did you feel?
I liked it a lot. I mean, I'm kind of like speechless overall, but I don't know. I enjoyed each of its segments. You know, the horror stuff for me, like I understand why it's in there. Not really what I prefer, but I enjoyed the plot progression. You know, it was paced very well. It was very exciting. I don't know. I was kind of sad as I was watching this episode, especially in the beginning. You know, outside of the obvious, I got sad because I was thinking back to last week's, and I was like, man, that's probably it for like the sci-fi. Like maybe we'll get some more, but not like no grand cosmic sci-fi like last week. It's gonna be back to like scary, spooky stuff, which is cool. It's still cool, but like I like the cosmic stuff. But yeah, I mean, a good like for 2 more episodes left. Like this would have been a great like penultimate episode. Like there's still a lot to tie up, but like there was still a lot that happened. And for me, this is the first one where it kind of falls out of the genre episode thing. Like there was just too many plot points to draw together to kind of have it be like one cohesive kind of genre. Like I think Dee's storyline for sure it was like you know, its own kind of like child horror thing, but you know, there was so much else in the episode that kind of falls outside of that, but it was good. Like great like usage of all of our characters too, like after getting so many episodes of character development too, like now seeing everyone interact. I think the most terrifying scene personally was where Tick walks into the room and sees both of them sitting at the table, and they look at him like clearly they've talked, and he's like, "Oh."
No, the moment that he got home and he saw the shoes outside on the porch, he knew that he was walking into something. And I was like, no.
I was like, well, I'm like looking at the shoes like, I don't shoes. Should I know these shoes? I'm so confused.
I had a feeling she was going to pop back up. Like there's at some point, and like that whole scene was like intense. Like when the new girlfriend meets the baby mama type situation, I was like, oh. And he's the only one that came out looking bad on it at the end of the day. Like
one of the quotes I wrote down is when he's like, you killed and you killed like 100 men. She's like, yeah, it's in my nature. What's your excuse? Like,
that was the ultimate clap.
I said, yes, she's right. She ain't wrong. No, she ain't wrong.
Like, it's in my nature. Like
hot fire.
It's in my nature. I almost have to. It's like it's like a spider has to spin a web. I ain't got no choice.
Straight clap.
Yeah.
Like you on the other hand, be killing people like it ain't nothing. Well,
he volunteered. He didn't even get drafted.
Right.
Yeah. He went to
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, what's your excuse?
She said, you ain't trying that with me.
But
I love. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Oh no, you.
No, I was just gonna say I love how like he found out what Gian was at the same time that Letty found out. It was like he had an idea. He knew she was like some sort of demon or whatever, but I love the fact that they both found out what she actually was at the same time, because I knew that was gonna kind of unleash a whole nother like just garbage can of mess for him. So you know what I mean? It's like that's the best way I can put it. But like I knew it was gonna start some shit. Excuse my French, but you know, like that whole reveal was great.
Thinking of Letty's like whole life meeting, like coming back to her hometown and meeting Tick, like everything that she's dealt with since then, I can understand why she was just like, no, I'm gonna head out. Like she was done.
Like SpongeBob getting out the chair. I'm out.
But in that scene, you have this perfect example of get out of here. Then it's like, I'm getting out of here. It's like, ho, where you going? It's like, actually, if everybody just sat for a second, was like, all right, look, give me a second. Let me breathe for a second before I say something crazy. And then maybe we can all talk and compare notes and figure out. It's just like storming off. And it's like, see, like if y'all already, because you saw Jill was just like, all right, you know, he said what he said. I feel sad, but you know what I'm saying? We'll go. She ain't stormed nowhere. But at the same time, when you're a demon that's lived who knows how long, I mean, I guess, you know, you don't really need to storm off. But
Letty's also pregnant too, which is like a big thing.
Yeah,
this episode as well.
That's a huge deal, yeah. And I think also like it also paralleled like Montrose chasing after Sammy in the last episode after they got into it. And I thought that was interesting that they were dealing with that, you know, the whole storming off thing. I don't know what the deal is going on with it and if we're going to see Sammy again, but I'm interested to see how those two relationships parallel each other going forward.
Yeah.
All right.
And damn, this episode I started to like Montrose again in this episode because he was just kind of chill, like a little bit. Like I was like, I know between the four of us, we have some issues about Montrose, but like I was like, he's acting like a father again. Okay, I can rock with this. Okay, great. But
you know what? Good on you, Montrose. Good on you. This whole episode, you went through a whole episode, and you actually didn't do anything wrong. You know, you ain't messed nothing up. You was fine. You was cool. All right. You was remorseful, and you was like, I guess, helping people grieve and stuff. You talked to your son like a regular person. All right. You didn't yell at nobody. I mean, she's like slamming the door and was cursing. You know what I'm saying? I guess
she's a kid, and
I guess we'll let that slide. But you know, you were helpful. You sat down, had a heart-to-heart with your son. Look at what can happen, Montrose. Look at what can happen if you just let a little love in. Just let a little bit of that love in. That's all you got to do. See, I don't have nothing bad to say about Montrose today at all. I'm like, you know what? Stay like this for another 10 years, and I'll be like, cool.
Did you miss the end of the episode?
We'll talk about the end of the episode.
I was having the same feelings, but then I was like, damn, I'm feeling pretty vindicated. Montrose is looking pretty good, and then this dumbass.
Wait. I'm at an asterisk. Right now, he's looking good. Okay.
I mean,
all right, come on, Nate.
We've all seen the whole episode, like so. Let's just talk about it within context of the whole episode.
Okay,
like,
that's fair.
Okay.
He seemed pretty good, but in my notes, it says in all caps, God damn it, Montrose. You were doing so good.
So why did you write that? Why did you write that?
Because he's trying to help D, but he's actually hurting her, and like I know he's trying to help,
but he can't see.
But she said, "Get off me!"
Literally, yeah.
Like,
but
you don't have to get
now. Hold on.
All right.
You come
all right,
in.
I'll let you go. Tell me how I can help.
You come in and
like
you
that.
see what seems to be
like this. Ready? Don't touch me.
Yeah, she's swinging around. I wouldn't do it. Hold
up, Nate. Hold on.
Wait, Mike. You got something to say.
I'm gonna fight for Montrose for a second. All right.
Oh.
You come into a room, and you see your, I guess, niece.
Yeah,
niece. You see your niece seemingly having an episode. All right. She's having an episode. She's swinging a bat around. She looks like she might be a danger to herself, someone who's around her. You're trying to hold her still for just a moment to give her a moment to breathe. Now, is he a paramedic? No. Is he an EMT? No. He might not know all the proper things to do, but he was doing the best he could. He meant her no harm. If he knew the crazy girls was dancing and chasing her all day, he wouldn't have did that. But he was doing the best he could. And that's all I ask for Montrose.
That's a fair thing.
Your honest and earnest attempt every day to be better for yourself and those around you. That's all fair. I ask for Montrose. And he did it. You got to give it to Montrose.
That's fair,
man.
Except
I will totally give him that.
Except he has seen so much. How does he not just believe for a second, hey, I'm swinging at some demon bitches? And he's like, all right, okay, I've seen so many awful things, so maybe I'll just believe her for a second. That's everything you said is absolutely correct, but he has seen some shit. Like,
but what?
I just feel like he could
you trying to apply that logic to like us who are not Montrose and haven't experienced all the magic cult stuff that he has is not the same.
Yeah.
If I have experienced all that magic cult stuff and I stumble into my niece and she's been freaking out all day and she's swinging the bat around and she said, "Don't touch me," I'm gonna back up and say, "How do I help you fight these demons?"
You don't even know it's demons.
What? Okay, this is interesting. This is interesting because it's like 2-4 and 2 against. It's like, what did y'all would have done? If that was my niece,
I would have been like, "What do you need me to do?"
I would have hold on, and then I would have hold on, and then I would have got my big ass demon book and been like, "How can I defeat this?"
Right. It's not like
at the same time.
It's not like she had a knife and she was like,
she was
gonna hurt
swinging
myself,
outward,
or like she was not harming herself at all. No one else was there, was in danger. Like, just stop and listen. Like, this part of the problem. The theme here that you guys are not picking up on, that this is a reoccurring theme from Montrose, is trying to do the right thing and ending up harming the people around him. It's a reoccurring theme that we see in this episode. Atticus is like that mirror thing you're seeing of his relationship with his dad and also Atticus' relationship with Letty is like when we see him basically being reckless and making a deal with White She-Devil to protect his family. Like, this is like, that's the parallel that's there. So like, yes, I think he did it for the right reasons. I'm glad that he's stepping up, and I'm glad that he had an honest, tender moment with Tick about his dyslexia. That was great. You know, his moment about like, I want to protect my son and my grandson. That was awesome. It was so good. Awesome. But still, I'm like, come on, dude. Like, she said, get off me. And then as soon as you grabbed her, she was totally fine. But as soon as you grabbed her, then the blood and weird black stuff started creeping up her arm. I'd be like, let me keep holding on to you as it totally consumes you.
Did he see that though? Because
open your eyes.
Come on.
All right, now hold on. You're holding someone from behind, right? All right, you taller than them. So you're holding them from behind. Right. You're gonna be like,
all right, I'm not gonna. Okay, even if she didn't see it.
Yeah.
If she says, "Get off me," then it's about consent, guys.
Yes.
It's about consent.
Also, if you guys want to,
you're gonna make the consent thing.
Hold on.
Not
wait. We need to.
Yes. Also, yes. But also,
it is.
Also, we also have an issue with how many times have we had. How many mental ill people in this country have been shot to death by cops who do not know how to handle people who are just swinging shit? We've had cases like this. People just swinging shit. That doesn't mean they're automatically a threat. Yes,
did D get shot?
Listen. Nate called it an episode. He was calling, or who called it an episode? Someone called it an episode. Yes, she was having an episode. Even in our real world, she was having an episode. So family members would call the cops on her, an equivalent to someone calling the cops on their fucking daughter having an episode, fucking gets shot to death. That happens all the time.
Or tased, and then they bite their tongue off and have a seizure and die or something.
It's harmful. You're trying to do help. You're trying to help, but you're doing more harm than good.
Not to go too deep into it, but this is it's serious though. Like, we have to change the way that we approach these types of situations.
Yes.
Oftentimes, escalating the situation only makes it worse. So we gotta, larger issues than what we're looking at here, but in general, when you have people of this situation, especially if they're not immediately in danger to themselves or in danger to other people, no, you don't
just
rush them down and
Yeah.
hold them, especially when they're screaming to let them go. You try to
Mhm.
communicate with them. Now, granted, she can't say the curse because that's part of the curse,
Yeah.
but maybe, you know, he could not interrupt her fighting them off, but she was whooping ass. She was in there for a
She
while,
was.
just like, don't.
Shouts to Tyler Bennett. Now we got some folks. Mostly Mosley said, "Poor D. Those demons were moonwalking all over her thanks to Montrose." I ain't trying to hear it. Montrose, look, hey Montrose, this is your one episode, man. All right, you got one.
This
Got
is
one. Let's
one.
work on some
His
more.
one episode.
You got one.
All right.
Your other
We
ones
should
was
probably-
bad. You did good.
Let's unpack the rest of it, because this episode, like, we're focused on this one part, but there was so much in this episode that was kind of hard to kind of keep track of what was going on, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm in the minority, but
No.
how did you guys feel about that scene between Ruby and Christina? I forget what the line was, and it was Ruby basically saying, "I am tired of seeing this over and over again." I didn't even cry in that scene, man. Like, I had to go in the laundry room for a minute, just like I couldn't watch it. How did you guys feel about that scene?
Yeah, when she was like, "But do you care?"
Right.
There was like some intense, like, I don't know how many of you guys have been through this, but like I've had some intense conversations with former white friends, about whether, you could get the concept of what's going on, but do you actually care?
Right.
Because it doesn't affect you. Do you care though? And like, that was and obviously there's like that's their whole thing is a whole different thing. But her frustration and her like whole thing was so, I felt that because I've been there in May, at the end of May and June. I was so exhausted by seeing the constant terror, and she's going that in that era, they're going through so much worse, I guess. I understand. And she's just like, "You have magic. What can we do? Let's do this. Tell me what, let's figure it out." I understand Ruby in that moment. I get it.
The thing about this scene is similar to the episode where, we have this episode and then it kind of helps us explain what's going on. But I also feel like, why are we explaining this? Because they don't care. And what I mean by they don't care is generally the psychosis of white supremacy, like the psychosis of whiteness, where this thing is like, "Hey, I'm white, so I'm better than everything in the world." So, I'm like, no, she don't care. You can explain every detail. You can break down the case a million ways. They don't care. Has nothing to do with them at all. And if they were honest with themselves, even after, your girl went through the pain or whatever, still didn't really change anything for her. She's going to get up tomorrow, be able to go wherever she wants unbothered. You know what I'm saying? While her counterpart that's black can't even look someone who's white in the eye without there being an issue, at least at that time. So it's like, come on, man. She don't care. Now, I still understand her pain, her anger, but it was crushing, because it's like, I know what she's feeling, and I also know the answer. No. Probably didn't even register on her radar at all. Even if she wasn't like this crazy, like, I'm going for immortality and magic stuff, still wouldn't matter. So that's kind of how I look at this stuff sometimes. I'm like, they ain't interested. They don't even care. You could try, because I mean, think about it. If, to a certain degree, our parents, our grandparents appealed to their better nature. They prayed, they sang songs, they sat in, they did it peacefully. They did it the right way. They were beat, they were killed, they were hung while people took pictures around them smiling with their children. Do you think those children disappeared? No, they grew up to have more children that felt the same way. So I felt bad for her, because I was like, she is pouring her heart out and it ain't gonna matter. It is not gonna matter. Like she straight up, she was like, nope. She was like, I don't care. And that's a hard pill to swallow. But I mean, I guess we all have that moment. Like for me, my moment, I was younger. The Rodney King thing happened. And I remember I was like, I don't know, maybe third grade, fourth grade, whenever I was. But I remember looking at my mother and being like, but we saw it. Like, I saw it. You saw it. Everybody saw it. We saw it, right? Am I crazy? You're not crazy. We all got the same TV or the same ability to see. What's going on? And that's the moment when you realize, oh, it ain't gonna matter. You know, because that was the very first time I think on a large scale, it's like, hey, this is on camera. You can't lie about it no more. Police brutality is real. And ever since then, it's just been more and more frequent. And do you think people care? They care when they want your vote, but they don't really care. But that's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother thing.
I'll relinquish my time. Excuse me. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah,
a little bit. Just a little bit.
But that's why this episode is dope too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But yeah, and that whole scene, I felt for Ruby. Like, man, the actress Wunmi, she is so good. I really hope that she gets a supporting actress. I hope she gets a supporting actress nom next year in the Emmys because she is so good. Yeah. She's amazing, and I really hope to see her in more things, soon, because she's just next to, like, this whole cast is great, but every time you see her on the screen, you're transfixed by her, and it's just amazing, man. She's so good. Yeah. What did y'all like about this episode?
Nate,
guys,
what's on your mind, Nate? Nate deep in thought. What's
Nate's
on?
quiet.
I want to know Nate's thoughts about the creepy girls. Can we talk about the creepy girls with the hair? Nate, please.
Yes.
The teeth and the blood. I'm sorry, because you are just as grossed
creepy.
out by it.
I don't like it. That's how I feel.
The
one thing I do want to say though is the dancing, the choreography was
so good.
Incredible, dude.
Yeah, those girls were on point.
They use dance choreography in horror.
But I never ever want to think about it ever again. That's
because I was like, there was a moment where I was like, hold up, is that a move?
I know, right? That's just in time for spooky season.
Oh man.
But yeah, Nate, you over there, you looking deep in thought.
Yeah, man.
What's on your mind, Nate? What's on your mind? Drop something on us.
Drop some Nate Socrates.
Well, first, I just want to say one thing that you said that I don't want to correct as much as, like, white supremacy. Like, yes, there are lots of white supremacists that are like, white people are better. But for a lot of people, it doesn't manifest that way as much as it's like subtle inferences and cultural things that it's more about the less desirable people and putting down them than it is as much about like whites are so great, because that's what makes like racism easier to like implement and be more subtle. As soon as you go around going like whites are the superior master race, like everyone goes, okay, that's a racist, like, and really good racists.
No, I'm not saying, but go ahead.
Yeah. I don't mean to say that. I don't mean to say this in opposition to what you're saying. I mean this to say kind of in addition to, just to be aware that that's the mindset. But I think that conversation with Christina is very interesting. I think it kind of is setting up this role for Ruby to be Christina's pawn that will eventually play like double agent in turn, because she realizes that Christina doesn't really care about her. I don't know. I was still, that scene, I don't think I was really emotionally into it because of the scene that happened before that, and I was still kind of like recovering from that scene.
Oh,
the sex scene, the bloody, one. Yeah, that was a lot for me. I had
to turn my eyes. I was like, wait, what?
Also, too,
I was like, go ahead.
Until she like explained why she took the potion, I was like, what's going on? That seems kind of out of character for Ruby. Now, I understand when she explained it, but there was just a lot going on in my brain, so I wasn't like, all right, let me like I get what she's saying and how it connects to our modern day. I think it's a very powerful message. I think she played it very well, but I didn't have that emotional reaction because I was just like, I'm like, did we already do the body horror episode? Did we have to do it
Yeah,
again?
we did.
Oh, we always got body horror.
Couldn't you have showed a little bit of it and then cut away? Did you need to show the whole thing?
I mean, I think they did because of what happened at the end of the episode. Like this episode was like everything was like the first 5 episodes, and then a little bit of 6, and then a little bit of like not a 7, and then it like put it in a blender and they hit frappe in it, and this is what we got. Like this is exactly what we got. And like I see your face, B. I see you. You agree with me, don't you? You agree with me. You agree with me.
I agree. It was. This is the first episode. I felt like all the threads finally came together.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very entertaining. I couldn't look away from it the entire time. I mean, I looked away because there was some gross shit going on, but I couldn't look away in terms of.
See, because I was like,
yeah, no, I know. Like I had to look away.
Y'all nasty.
And you saw the claws and going into the back. I was like, oh my god. And I told y'all, I was eating that jelly donut during that scene. I was already.
The jelly was rolling down your hand.
Ew. Like, okay,
and you was like,
I've not had a jelly donut in 6 years. And of course it had to be this episode. I was like, no. But like that whole scene, but like as much as they were trying to say like it was like strangely beautiful, but also kind of effed up. Like that's what they were going for. Right.
Yeah. And for that because the idea I had was like, as messed up as this is, I guess this is Ruby's only real escape. You know what I'm saying? But then she further kind of explained, and then kind of Christina kind of gave her part. Now Christina and not Christina. You had a Ruby Christina scene. You had a Ruby Letty scene, and you had a Letty Christina scene. You had all the major players are bouncing off of each other.
Yeah.
This episode definitely lets you know.
Too.
Oh yeah. This episode definitely lets you know we're heading to the finale. Everybody come together. You even had the cop rolling up on Die, which I was like, oh, this came to bear a lot sooner than I thought it would.
Yeah.
I thought this would be something that maybe they hold until the next episode or maybe the finale or something. But they brought this to bear quickly. And they were not gentle with her.
No.
But I do like the energy she came back with when she sniffed deep. She got up in here and put that joint straight on his tie.
Yeah,
she went like. Go ahead, B.
No, I want to say specifically that I want to applaud Misha Green and the writers of Lovecraft Country for. I was very upset during the scene with the 2 cops and D and like all of that was gross and weird. But when she came back with a vengeance and like basically it was an equalizer, because I needed that because I watched Penny Dreadful. I don't know if anyone watched Penny Dreadful, City of Angels. And they had a similar scene with cops and a young woman, roughly Dee's age, and it went. I'm not going to describe what happened, but it was one of the worst things I've seen on TV, and I stopped watching it. I stopped watching the show. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Again, we're doing this thing." Yeah. So you can imagine what I'm describing, but I was upset with the D scene, and I was like, "Okay, this is not." It was like in magic and base. So I was like, "Okay, I'm curious as to where they're going with this." But the end when she spit on him, she said, "Fuck you, pig." That's my dad.
No.
That line where she said
she went into the lion's den and was like, "What?"
Yo, Ruby didn't even do that. A couple episodes back, Ruby didn't even go in there with that energy. She went in like she was like, okay, I'm gonna use a Miley Cyrus reference, but like wrecking ball, right?
She came in like a wrecking ball though.
Oh my God, she came in like a wrecking ball. Like I was like, girl, you crazy?
I was like, what is she doing here?
I was like, what are you doing? No. Why are you going in here? But I love that line where she says, I'm sorry. It just came out.
She's this tiny, like 4'11" wrecking ball.
I mean,
She
just
did
came
bust up in the door. I'm
but-
like, y'all don't lock your doors?
Right. And that line where she said, "My mother's name is Hippolyta," it's Greek, motherfucker. Like, I was like, whoa. I was like,
snap.
Like, y'all don't read comic books, bitch.
So good.
She did
So
go ham
good.
for a second. I was like, but you know when you leave, you got to be walking out like, just making sure, because you don't want to turn your back.
Yeah.
But like she had that Beyonce Lemonade energy where she's like, I'm done. And she just was on the bike and she's going over these little child demons. Sorry, Nate, I know you don't want to talk about it, but we gotta talk about it.
Child demons.
It's just going at it, just
like,
yelling full force. I was like, okay, I'm with it, but you crazy. Like, I'm with it, but you crazy.
I think
like,
the curse is like a metaphor for like grief, because we see her kind of go through these stages of like anger and then denial and then, you know, even her bargaining with the police, eventually in the end to acceptance of her just deciding to like try to fight them off. So I think that was very well executed, and it coming from the police was also a particularly good, you know, message. I think just the way that they were able to like weave all the different plot threads into each other, so that we were getting like a bunch of different like progress in all these different side plots. But it was all because of all things that were going on that were connected. So it was really, really well done. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that whole side of like the train, you know, being on the streets, you know, even the cream of wheat man looking at her and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it got like real creepy real fast. Them nails came out. Nails like,
yo.
But
I thought like, oh, go ahead. My bad.
But she got smart at the end, like you said. She was like, all right, look, I'm gonna create a kill box right here, lock all the doors. This is the only entry. What you want? We here. You know what I'm saying? Let's roll. You know what I'm saying? She was like,
and just like Clever said in the chat, realizing like after they told her that she can't talk about it, she was drawing the pictures of what they look like so that they'll be able to figure out what's going on with her.
Yeah,
that was some fast drawing, but we'll let it slide.
And I'll say I love how they foreshadowed the child demons with the Uncle Tom book, because you saw a regular drawing and then you saw the monster, you saw the book fall on the ground, and Montrose picked it up, and it's a regular drawing again. And the way that they unfurled that story and those characters coming into it was great. But when she was on her bike and the demons are coming down the alleyway, I was like, look behind you. And then you saw the talons come out. I was like, all right, is she going to become one of them? That's what I was expecting. And maybe that's how we're going to see it play out in the next episode. Like, she's going to become one of them. Because who knows when Hippolyta's going to come back. Hopefully not. But like, who knows when Hippolyta's going to come back, takes out his own stuff going on. Letty's pregnant. They're just like, you know, I'm going to say it. S word is going down this show, man. I'm like, I'm trying not to curse, but like, it's just coming out of me right now, like word vomit right now, because I'm still reacting to it.
Then you have the kind of like, we saw the preview for the next episode, but in this episode, Letty was like, hold up, you with Christina? Are you crazy? Do you know how evil she is? What are you doing? Are you spying on us? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, actually, she was spying on you like a little bit. She ain't did like a full spy, but she been spying. And then she did like a little like 30% spy. But then like, it seems like next episode, she was rolling with her. You saw her in the whip. You know what I'm saying? Looking like Suge Knight and Tupac.
To save Diana, to save Dee. That was very, I think that, okay, so the scene where they like had, obviously they were framed. I'm always looking at things. I'm like, oh, they're like their lips very close and they're like very passionate. Like they're clearly trying to give the gays something, you know? And I was like, oh, I see what you're trying to do here. But I also think they were very clearly trying to set up a romantic kind of, here's where will Ruby think that, yes, Christina's going to save Diana Dee for her. That's what she said in the trailer. She's like, for me, she'll do it. And so I think that's what they were ultimately trying to set up in that scene with Ruby going, like being very passionate. And I think it's ultimately Christina's gonna be like, I think she'll maybe do it, with obviously a condition, but I think that it'll come back to bite them in their, their tushies. So I do think that there's a reason for that, but I think Ruby's going to know that's going to be the end of it, I think, one way or the other.
Yeah, that's the setup for the finale. We know what Christina's plans are, what she wants. So she's going to say,
Yep.
Yeah,
well, I think did she not accomplish it? Yeah.
Like yo, I was about to say that.
What's going on? Can we talk about that?
No. That's the mark. That's different.
There's
like
I know what you're going for.
And that makes her invulnerable.
Gotcha.
So that's
okay,
what
okay.
she. It's the same thing that she did to Letty. It's the same thing that her dad had.
That makes sense. Okay, I was confused as to what the difference was. The immortality would just mean she's like a
straight up.
Nothing will touch her. Can't die. Yeah.
Invulnerable. The invulnerable. Your body still ages. That's why he was. That's why he was harvesting body parts.
Right.
To put in his body so that he could continue to live because his body parts were failing him because he was like super old. Yeah. That was real. That was very interesting.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something and I completely forgot.
Sorry, I was like,
no, it's fine.
And I was like, wait, she got her ass beat, and I was like, I forgot about that scene. I was like, Jesus,
that whole scene, that
was nuts.
It felt egregious, but I was also like, I also don't care if a white supremacist gets their ass beat on camera. Like, I don't care.
But the like
Richard Spencer energy. Like, damn.
I mean,
the thing is, it's not to like defend Christina, but I think the cops are much more a stand-in for white supremacy than Christina is.
Agreed.
I think if anything, like this might piss some people off. I think Christina is more of a step in for like white feminism.
Yes.
Or like white liberalism, where like you think you're helping, or you're kind of trying to help, but really you have your own things and you're not really trying to buck the system too much.
That's
fair.
But that seems
which is a similar part of white supremacy, but just a different. It's a different
a little bit of an
white supremacy is a pyramid, and it's like that's like the ground floor basically. It supports the rest of it. That's how it works. But that was interesting because she that's interesting. Clever says I think she was doing it to be closer to Ruby. I didn't pick up on that. I could see that maybe. I thought it was just like a weird thrill thing, or maybe she was just testing to see if it worked. I don't know.
I don't know.
I do have a question for the folks out there, and of course the panel here. Do you think our team gave up a little too much though? We gave up the negatives of the pages. We gave up the key. Like, did our team give up too much? But I mean,
the pages, yes.
For the book.
The key, no.
The
pages, broken, right? Yeah.
Well, the machine's broken,
Oh,
so
true.
The key,
And she doesn't know the machine's broken, so.
Right. The pages, no.
I would agree with you. My bad, B.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
You sure? I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I was just formulating. Sorry, go ahead. Keep talking.
I would agree with you, Mike, until the last 5 minutes of this episode. Because the last,
we're gonna get there.
We need to get there because but I would agree with you, but until I saw that, I was like, okay, we're losing, we're getting the house shot, D's on, being possessed by demons. Who the hell? Where's Hippolyta? But seeing those last 5 minutes, I think we're kind of equalizing a little bit. But man, just like everything leading to the last 5 minutes of this episode was just great. Is it just me or is like every episode better than the last? Is that just me?
I'm sorry. There's a couple episodes I was just like meh about. But this episode, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be.
You ain't gonna fall down. You ain't gonna
I'm not gonna lie.
This show has been straight butter for me.
I love this episode, but not gonna lie. I do love the sci-fi last episode a little bit more, and I'm gonna agree with Nate on the fact that I just love the sci-fi Afrofuturism, and I hope that we get a little bit more of that.
I still think last episode was the best episode.
Agreed.
I think you could obviously there's a lot of parts of it. If you watch without context, you'd be like, "What?" But if you just watch like the Hippolyta stuff, you'd be like, "This is so amazing."
It's fun.
Where is she?
Plot wise, this episode is very good. I mean, she's gonna come back and save them. Obviously,
Cosmos.
I hope so.
She's gonna
Yeah.
come
I hope
back,
so.
right? She's gonna come back. We saw her choose to come back, so it's just a matter of
That's
time.
true. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have
If
faith.
They wouldn't.
Faith.
They wouldn't. I mean,
Yeah.
it's,
Let me ask y'all.
it's Chekhov's gun. It's not-
Yeah.
Yeah, ask
So,
y'all about the book though.
So we did
Oh,
get,
go ahead, Mike.
Letty, and yes, we noticed the bullets bouncing off
Freeman.
Letty. But I did want to talk about the spell that I thought was funny. Of course, another moment with Montrose that was good. That second heart to heart where it's like, look, I'm gonna do everything I can, save my son and my grandson. That was cool. Then when he did the spell, and he was like, Amen.
He was like,
hey,
"Hey."
I don't know.
He's like, "Wouldn't you do it?"
he was like, I don't.
It was great.
He was like, yo, man, it can't hurt.
Right, like it's added on top.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, right. But that book, I love how like we thought the book was Uncle George. It was actually
George Freeman,
Nick's son. Like I was like, wait, what? Well, I was like, okay, now I need more of this.
Has anyone read the book?
I haven't read the
no,
book.
we haven't.
Okay, because I was gonna say I thought I haven't either, but some of the details and the changes he said, or those changes in the book, or did they just add those on? Because they said like
there were changes in the book.
From what I understand, those are the changes from the book.
Okay, that's really cool.
I know for sure that Uncle George doesn't die in the book.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's really cool that they wove the changes that they didn't do from the book, so which means that, and they basically told us how the show would end in that scene.
Yeah, but the only thing is, he's been to a future that might not even be his future because we're also dealing with different either dimensions or alternate timelines or pocket universes, whatever. So we don't know, and that might be why the book is like slightly different, like small things are different. So he probably went to a time a time and place where it's like, oh, I existed here, but things happen like a little bit different.
Slightly different,
But at least he has like a nice little like roadmap to sort of what's going on. The whole moment where he was like, Letty's pregnant, she's too scared to tell me. I was like, yo, man, why you ain't go to your woman? Be like, yo, look, I know you pregnant. Yo, we together. Yo, baby, let's do this. Let's raise a kid.
What is this? What is this? What is this?
This kid will be strong.
It's up to her.
This child will be strong in the force.
Oh boy!
You can't.
Okay, next time.
You can't.
Next time.
You can't mix Star Wars and Lovecraft Country.
Next episode on Lovecraft Country.
Anakin Skywalker comes in.
It's very different. Very different.
The child will be strong in magic.
Oh my
Y'all
god!
Crazy. Y'all are ridiculous.
We will rule the galaxy. No,
I think
Lovecraft
Did
Country.
Did anyone get the vibe that Tick is actually like they're like the red herring is like, oh, he's gonna die, but he's not actually gonna die. But I think he's gonna end up dying.
I don't know, man. So I'm wondering if Gia will come in at the last moment and like save him or do something, because she did come back this episode and she flew all the way from Korea. That is not a short flight. All right, that is not DC to New York. All right, she came all this way. No. She ain't turning around going all the way back. She gonna stick around for a second. It's only what, 5 days left. She gonna stick around for a week. Got a week at the hotel. She gonna stay in the city, see some sights. You know what I'm saying? Save her old boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Now he did lie. Won't nothing real. Boy, your nose was wide.
I know, that hurt my heart, and I was mad at him. I'm mad at him for that.
He should have been.
Wait, what are you mad at him about?
She's a succubus.
But he still loved her.
That was real to him.
They were frolicking in the snow.
Yes! Tell him.
And she lied to him.
So he still fell in love. Doesn't mean it wasn't nothing. They were still in love.
Now I'm switching sides. Okay.
I am Team Nine Tails. I'm Team Nine Tails.
I'm gonna suck your soul out of your body.
He was gonna kill her.
What is happening?
I'm gonna lead you to nut and then suck your soul out of your body.
Me and Nate fight.
It's a small secret, by the way.
No. I'm with Nate. Yo,
no,
she is a nine-tailed succubus demon. She is a nice, like, no, I'm with Nate. I would have been free.
It's
I
not
would
her
have got
fault.
my stuff.
Whose fault is that?
I'm not blaming her. I'm not blaming her.
So
It's
why-
her
I'm not
fault.
blaming
It's her fault. She didn't tell him.
He loved him.
It's her
That
fault.
right
She didn't
there.
tell
She
him.
never
loved
expected
him.
to fall in love.
He
If
loved
she
him.
lo-
She didn't
Then
expect to fall in
she
love.
should have told the truth.
And
You should be
tried,
honest.
and he ran away like a little. Oh, I can't handle.
No,
it.
no,
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 hold
no,
on,
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 no, no,
hold
no,
on.
no, no.
Hold on,
Can't handle
Vanessa,
it.
I gotta-
No, no, no,
Can't handle
hold on.
it.
Pause.
I
You don't
really-
you don't get caught
Tell
in the
him
lie
about the
and-
tails when there's one in his butt. All right,
Yo,
you tell him about the tails
Hey, it's not like
way
he ain't
before
kinky.
that.
Yo, it's like
in
she's
his
a
butt,
I'm not
Pokemon.
kidding.
on his
She's a
eyes,
Pokemon.
on his
Ninetales.
dick,
Come on,
in
now.
his ears, in his nose, on his
It only went
nipples.
into his eyes. It didn't even go anywhere else. Let's be real. Let's
Hey,
not.
hey,
revisit
I don't
it.
know.
did she ask for
I'm gonna say
consent?
something.
Did she
Fair.
ask
That's
for
a fair
consent?
question. That's a fair question.
Ooh.
That's a fair
No,
question.
she did not.
That's a fair question.
No, okay.
And
no,
he didn't ask for
and-
consent when he shot
and-
her friend in the head.
Are you
okay.
talking about
this what we're doing?
wartime
Wait,
as
I don't
opposed
care.
to
My point
romantic
is, it meant
relationships?
something to her. It
You're
meant
just gonna-
something to him.
You're just gonna
It
bring
doesn't
anything up
matter.
you can for
It
your
doesn't
argument.
matter.
She
Nah.
hitting us with the she hitting us with them
My point
DT
is,
debate
it
styles
meant
right now.
Okay, yo.
My point is, it meant
What?
him.
What? Okay, wait.
He's trying to hurt her. He's trying to hurt her. Can we agree? He's trying to hurt her in vengeance for the fact that he fell in love with someone he did not expect to fall in love with. It's not.
He
it's
fell in
bull-
love with
it's
someone who
BS.
lied to him.
Exactly, but he still
Yes.
fell in
Yo,
love.
yo, he
still
fell,
but
fell
you
in love.
conveniently
It was
left
still
that part out.
something. It
Yo,
was
he
still
fell in love with
something.
Pokemon.
Right,
I
And-
refuse.
and guess
refuse
what?
to- not
Guess
let me up on
what?
this.
If you fall in love with someone and then you find out later that they are a complete and total liar and they're actually a not only a like figurative succubus, but a literal succubus, and then you leave, you move on, time passes, you meet someone else, you're allowed to say, bye, see ya. I didn't tell you to come here. You don't get to go, oh, well, you loved me once and we had sex and then you found out that I lied to you, so now I'm here and now you have to feel bad. Like,
Bro, no, that's not
manipulative,
what
crazy
crazy
shit
telling
is
him
that?
he's going to die. The whole point of her being there is because he's going to die. She literally cares about
Right.
him. She's like, yo, you're gonna die.
All right,
That's why.
now-
Point blank. It's not like I miss you and I want to be back with you. No, it's literally like I care about you enough to try to prevent your death. Let's not. Nah.
She did.
Wait, wait,
She
okay,
did come
okay.
to
She
warn
wants
him.
to make. She wants to
did
make
come
you
to warn
safe
him.
because she cares.
Oh, she cares. Okay, wait, fair. She cares.
She lies. She's a
and that's
liar,
it.
but she cares.
Wait,
okay?
but she cares.
We can,
and that is-
we can defend Montrose.
is
We can't defend the
honorable.
demon. Okay.
Wait,
No.
I don't- I'm not-
I
wait,
defended
all
her.
I'm
I
defending
liked
Tick.
her. I'm
I'm
just saying
defending
she
Tick's
lied.
response. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad that she was there to try to save him. But
I know,
I'm saying that
that's-
Tick
I'm not mad.
was totally
I love- this is a good
justified
debate.
in his reaction.
Yes. No. This is a
Amazing.
good.
Okay, no.
I'm not. I'm
Okay,
not that, I'm not
wait.
that.
Okay, no, okay.
Also,
I'm gonna
his
put-
newly
wait.
pregnant girlfriend
No,
boo thing is you want to be like,
His
No,
new boo.
I'm
damn
not.
girl,
This is
I'm
separate
so
from
glad
Letty,
you came
because
back.
Letty,
Now
he lied to
Pop
Letty.
them tentacles out,
He
baby.
lied to Letty.
Show Letty what
He
you
was
can
honest
do.
with Letty.
And
He
then they
didn't
have a
honest
big
her.
threesome orgy,
This
and then
is
they
Tick's
all
fault.
die. Is that
Actually,
what
wait,
you
hold
want?
up. What you talking about?
What is happening?
Thank you for coming,
What do you think?
everyone.
I'm into that because you're suggesting if we take Tick out the equation.
No, all three
We
of
love
them.
all y'all.
I'm okay
We-
with
we-
a threesome, but if we take Tick out of
Wait,
the equation, I'm good with that because Tick is just trash.
Okay, you guys got me doing the Obama right now. You guys got me doing the Obama clip right now, okay? You guys, okay? I have something to say.
I have no idea what's
okay,
happening. anymore,
anyway,
but I just love
okay,
y'all.
anyways, I'm just gonna say, okay, yes, she came to warn Tick that, okay, yes, you're gonna die. But also, if I'm a man and I'm dating a woman and we've been dating for some sort of time, and then I find out that she is a 9-tailed demon that has killed almost 100 men, I'm not gonna have the same reaction like that. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be running. I'm gonna be running over
all I
the
want
ocean to
is
get
to
back
admit
home. I'm gonna close
you love
every
her.
door. I'm putting my deadbolts on. Like I'm like, nope, bye. I'm
It says
there.
more
Like,
about him than her. I'm just gonna say.
right. But okay, so now that we got off the way,
So we
I think
exercise that
off-
demon.
Thank you.
that demon. Well, but that was
All right,
You
so
the
the
insane.
man
final
haters
scene.
club over
That
here.
was insane.
Okay.
We should talk about whoa.
So
I
all right,
love
the final
one
scene.
man. That's the Lord and Jesus
Final
Christ.
scene. Final scene. Y'all.
The final
Y'all are
scene.
amazing. I
sets
love
up-
you all.
Cops roll up. They like, yo, we want to get up in your house. You can't do nothing. We the police. We do whatever we want. Goes to
Yeah.
walk in the door. Blah, blah, right up into your face. Magic. Because they was just talking about, yo, we don't know how much magic they know. I'm going to just bring the whole force. In your face. What you want. Now they didn't try to shoot the whole house up. But I was liking the little Superman styles where like Letty was like,
Yes. Bulletproof Brooklyn.
She was just, she got in here. She got up with the energy and was just like, I'm tired of this. And just sat there. I was like, oh, wait, she got the Marky Kane on her. But even then, I still would have been like, does that protect the baby too? Because that's also something that I thought about. I was like, does
the baby get protection too? Because this baby gonna be a special baby.
I was gonna say,
I'm like, something's gonna happen, but like that whole scene, and I love how you still had the witchcraft X on the door when he tried to walk in, and it was like he was immediately denied. It was kind of like that moment that a white man cannot get what he wants, and he's denied. And I was like, yes, this is the energy that I want right there. And I was like, a white man finally cannot.
His face, the
because
actor,
he couldn't get what he wanted.
The actor's face when he was just like,
he's like, oh,
what?
There was like 3, 4, 5 seconds. I was like, oh, what he gonna do?
Like he's like, I'm white, I should have access.
Yeah, right. So good.
And it was so good. But man, just the way that everything played out after that, when the guns were going on and Tick came down the street, I was immediately like, oh, is this gonna be the scene where he's gonna die?
Yeah.
Because we've seen so much. Yeah, go ahead.
It worried me because he's standing there. They turn to him. He even puts his hands up. You see the dog tags and everything. They didn't care. And you saw Letty step out. I was like, yo, can Letty make it to him? Because we know old girl can run. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to episode 1. She ran, did not fall, did not trip, slip, none of that. So I was like, yo, maybe she can make it over there. Oh, you dealing with some real ish. Because I was like, yo, man, he did. Then his own little pet monster came out. I forgot their names, but
I thought that was really cool, but I was never really like fearing for Tick's life. I definitely thought either Letty was gonna jump in front of the boat. I mean, we just found out this episode that Christina's plan is to sacrifice Tick to be a
but
there's 2 episodes left.
Her and the cops not only with each other.
Not only is he the lead character, he's like the lead central plot character. Like there's no way that he's dying right there. Maybe he gets shot and hurt, or something. Maybe. But there was no way they shoot him in the street and then like end of Lovecraft.
But the way they set that scene up, though, he
literally cast a protection spell not even 30 minutes before.
But it didn't work. At least to our knowledge, we didn't know if it didn't work.
We didn't know, and he didn't know either. So
he said he felt nothing. His dad said he felt nothing.
Wait. He is a black man with a squad of police cars and guns all pointed at him. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Boy, do I have some stuff to sell you. I got some nice oxygen package. I can get it to you for $5.99 since you seem to be such a gullible guy. Are we watching the same show?
No, hold on.
Come on. How old of a show?
Hold on, Nate.
Wow.
Oh, come on, guys.
This show doesn't present itself as a show that's looking to be
the spell work trope. Did the spell work trope? Come on, guys.
Hold on.
This is like a trope as old as time. This is like a genie. I dream of genie trope. Like I made the wish, but I don't think it actually happened. And then you find out later that the wish actually happened.
But I was scared for him.
Look,
okay. I'm glad you guys were immersed in the moment and you forgot about crucial plot points that were brought up to you.
Hello, everyone.
Are not brought up for no reason.
This is the moment where Nate wants to dunk on us because he's not swayed. He's not swayed by story moments.
All right, Scottie Pippen.
Okay.
For people that were involved, I was wondering, like, one, this show isn't guaranteed to go on for 10 seasons. Right. This is the stuff I was thinking of. This show ain't guaranteed to go on for 10 seasons. They ain't got 2 left. They might kill him. Also, this show, since we have multiple dimensions, can run without that Tick. Also, I was wondering, could Letty make it in front of him before
That's what I
that
thought.
bullet due to the curse?
Right.
Or I mean,
That's
due
what I
to
thought was
the
gonna
mark
happen.
of Cain.
Yeah.
So those were three things going through my head. Thank you very much. Also, when Letty got her mark of Cain, she felt something very viscerally. When they did the curse, they felt nothing. He was like, "Do you feel something? I don't feel nothing. You feel? I don't feel nothing either." So ain't nobody felt nothing. All right. They even said amen and did this what is it, Catholic thing or whatever? They did that. All right. So they crossed it up and said amen and they ain't feel nothing. So thank you.
Guys, can I pose a question?
Go ahead.
Gilby.
The thing that you're absolutely valid, because I actually did think Letty was going to jump in front of him. I did not expect the thing to pop up, but the thing that popped up is something that I've been thinking about since episode 1. Do you think it's the cop, the sheriff, that turned into a vampire thing? Where is that thing?
Nah.
Where's that thing?
Well, I mean, there's tons of them. I mean, there's a whole lot of them.
Specific one.
I think it's a different one because this monster was a different. Its skin tone was a different skin tone than what we had in episode 1.
All right.
The one in episode 1 was like a light gray, and this one was more like a granite color, right?
All right.
So
I thought that you're not colorblind. I guess you know your colors.
No, I'm just.
I was curious. I've been
but it's a good thing
the whole time. Like, this racist ass little monster is gonna come back, and I just assumed. I don't know.
Yo, when he came up out the ground, I was like, yo. The only thing, all right, imagine you're a regular citizen who lives in the house across the street. Looks out the window. You know how people be hitting you with the blinds? That's a whole nother like,
lock the door.
That whole street, the streets ran red.
The whole street was blocked off with cops. And they were free shooting in the house like it was no tomorrow, right? So just the way that things played out, it went from like 0 to 100 very quickly. And as an audience member, I'm watching it and I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what is going on because you have guns shooting over here, you have Letty coming up and just shooting behind the couch, standing behind the couch, and Ruby's yelling at her to get down, and then Ticket's in the street.
The bullets bouncing.
But and then they're still shooting the cops, and then half the cops turn back around and try to shoot Tick because he's a lone black man at the street at night. Everything just popped off at the same time. So like, yeah, of course he wasn't gonna die, but also I'm like, wait, what is happening?
Yeah, I don't want to
see.
Yeah,
I
was shouts out to Panda though. I see you, Panda. Look, hey,
yeah,
what can you
do? So Lombrage Moon, I hope I said that. That person said that I thought that thing that popped up was Uncle George, and I was like, interesting.
Hope not. Oh my god.
I hope not. But like, no, I hope not. But like,
it's just one of the monsters. It's just
I do want me to pick Shogarth though, as long as I don't have to feed.
Nope. I don't. No, bro. I don't want that pet. But like, I love how like that. I love how that Shogarth.
Somebody roll up on you. Don't make me. I'll send it to see you. All right, don't make me come. Don't look. Hey, watch your mouth.
Like Stranger Things,
yeah, right. But I look that Shogarth literally was just ripping dudes apart left and right. Like I was just like, oh man, I can't. I don't want. It's like a car accident. I don't want to watch it, but I gotta watch it. That whole scene playing out. You saw the scene that got me was when the cop was trying to get out of his car and the Shogarth hit him from behind. And you saw the talon come through his mouth. I was like,
old boy that got thrown across the house though.
I was like, Soldier Boy, Superman that hoe.
I think that was the like chief cop, because we also see that him specifically, they make a point to show he gets like one of his arms ripped off, and then like I think that's him going flying, because I don't, especially like not seeing him particularly die. You know, if you don't see their death on screen, I don't think they're dead. Especially
spoken or whatever.
And also, especially with what we've seen from him, of him already being like patchwork. I like, as soon as this happened, I was like, if he loses like a body part or something, he's 100% coming back with like another body part or something like that. And sure enough, he lost his arm straight up. And I think the toss is going to be him, like having gotten thrown, and that's why he didn't get like completely devoured like the rest
airborne.
of them.
Like,
it was a really good action.
It was really good.
It was very like, Hulk-like. It was in a good way.
No.
And then at the end when he touched him, when he was like, That's a power couple,
Like-
son. Bullets flying off you.
That
and then
was-
I got
yeah.
then I got the pet.
Happy little family.
the-
Happy
I have
little
to say,
family.
though,
That's her
okay.
baby. Oh
Okay.
my God. No, I'm just kidding.
Why
Wait,
was
what you got, Nate?
Tick hiding? Why was Letty hiding behind Tick when the Shogun came at them? Even though Letty is the one who is invulnerable now.
That's exactly
You
the same thing
still
I had.
saw
I was
what
like,
it did. Even
You
if I
still
was
saw what it
invulnerable.
did.
no, but
Fuck
she should be in
you.
front of him, right? Or but
Yo,
is
look.
that thing tied to him?
Yo, what does
That
invulnerable
thing will
mean?
make you forget. All right, all that blood,
Yo.
elbows, eyeballs, little membranes flying.
Look,
blood
if you can
squirting
run,
all
if you
over the
can run
place.
out of a house that is just being riddled with bullets by a bunch of angry white cops that want to kill you just because you're black, I think you can step in front of a Shoggoth when you're invulnerable
Oh,
and be like, "Let me protect my man since
Case
I
in
can't get
point.
hurt and he very much can."
Case in point. Solar. Fear is fear, Nate. Get used to it.
Fear is fear,
Fear
Nate.
is fear.
Fear is
Fear
fear, Nate.
That I
Yo, I would.
okay.
Yo.
All right.
But it's
No, I
all
would
good.
forgive my girlfriend
Now we got
already,
the
but,
power
like,
couple.
The power
that
couple.
whole scene, man.
Oh,
That whole
man.
the way that the whole scene, like when they do went final card screen, I was like, Soldier Boy, Superman, the whole like, I was like, what is going on, man?
Oh,
The
power
whole- the
couple and
scene.
possible ex-girlfriend help every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I mean, does she have super strength or anything? I mean, we don't know. I mean, she's a demon.
We
She gotta
don't
be able
know
to
It
yet.
do
seems like
something.
her power, activates when the.
But I mean, I assume that a demon can also do demony things. I mean, I don't know what a demon's power list is, but it depends on what show you're watching. But I mean,
Right.
I don't know. Can she I don't know.
I guess you could,
break
like,
somebody's
have-
arm with just the touch of it or something. Can she jump kick you like mad strong or something? Can she do something? All right, or maybe use her tails like when she's not having sex to like beat people up and I don't know, man. Look, she can be useful. You got your West Coast boo and your East Coast boo, or your Midwest boo. You know what I'm saying? Bring them both together. It's a power couple plus one.
I can recommend a movie for you if you're trying to see some tentacle action, Mike.
No, I'm cool.
My God.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm cool.
Oh,
I saw
God.
enough last episode.
Thank you.
A
Anyway,
word.
but yeah, like I love like that whole scene and Nate and Letty come out and they hug the life out of each other. Like
Yeah.
I would have been the same way. I've been like, yo, I was about to die, but now I got this giant demon trying to protect me and killing all these damn cops in the street. What is going on? I need you right now. And nothing else mattered. Nothing else mattered but the two of them in that scene.
Tick has a lot of demons flocking around him, huh?
I mean, yeah, dude's got a lot like going on. Like, is he a magnet or something for this? Because he got
It's his
Gian
blood,
over
right?
here.
Magnet for
Talking
danger.
about his blood. His blood attracts, right? In my head, maybe his blood attracts magic.
Yeah, he's also actively going towards it as well.
Exactly. Also that.
That's
He's like,
is it really a magnet if you're chasing
like-
after it?
well, he didn't technically chase
He's
after
just like,
Gia, right? Like that. She kind of just happened.
Yeah, that kind of just happened.
That just happened.
That's just
But
like-
yeah,
Yeah,
I will say yes.
I mean, magic in general. He's
Yeah.
chasing after.
Fair.
yeah. But like, just like, dang, like, and even before he was going all through all this, Gian's the first like person that he has to deal with. So it's just like, my man is just like getting it from all sides, right? Just all sides.
He did call her.
Literally.
Yeah, he did.
He called her and was like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "I told you not to return."
Literally all sides.
Yeah.
All sides.
So, with that said, guys, we have expelled and exhausted and exhumed and experimented on all the demons. Cookie Monster has been thrown at me, so that means it's time to go. With that said, I want to give a big shout out to the chat, everyone who came through. I'll shout y'all out in a second. But first, down below in the bottom square, you know him, you love him. Hurdles gold medalist 2016, Nate Miller.
You a fool, dude.
I'm having too much fun. This was awesome as always. Thank you everybody in the chat. My name is Nate Miller. You can find me everywhere at DogLikeNate, Twitter, Instagram, and also twitch.tv/DogLikeNate. It's dog with 2 G's.
Word up, word up. And in the diagonal square, You know him for his amazing recurring role in Magnum PI, Clement Bryant.
Wait, am I Tom Selleck now? Am I back Tom Selleck now?
You was
Or am I
when
Jay
you did
Hernandez?
have the chest open though. Remember? Vanessa, tell the truth.
mean-
Remember he had the chest open? He had the chest open with the goatee.
Mhm.
Yo,
That's
Yeah,
join
we
my
saw you,
OnlyFans
Clement.
account. That's all I gotta say. I'm kidding. I don't have an OnlyFans account. Twitter, Instagram, at Clement Bryant. Again, I repeat, I do not have an OnlyFans account. Anyways, yeah, you can find me also on the Black Lighting Podcast with Vanessa Sharp.
Word up, word up. And right here, you know her, you love her, you've seen her in roles on movies such as Alien vs. Predator. You've seen her in roles in movies such as Caddyshack.
Wow.
That's right, Vanessa
Wow.
Sharp.
Yeah, it's your local man hater, Vanessa Sharp, here in the building.
Man.
Nate called me that, and I am
And
accepting it.
that's not what I. That's not what I said.
You did? I must have missed
That's
that.
not what I said.
You guys are
doing like
ridiculous, man.
Technically,
You
that's
guys
not what I
are-
said.
You guys are ridiculous.
Catch me
Man
fighting with
hater.
Nate Miller on Twitter at Vanessa Sharp.
What?
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang. Anyway, guys, NERD,
Wow.
SOUL, we're glad you came through to the chat. Solar Gray, me on YouTube or something? I don't know. Kibi23, Daryl Bowden was here mad early and being mean, but it's Daryl, we cool. We got Tyler Bennett up in here, signing up in here. Was Jenna James, did she stop by? I thought I saw her, but I might be wrong. Tracy Lee came through, Clever Little Vixen. Panda came through. What up, Panda? And some other people. Richard Cheney. Yo, hey, look. You know. You shot somebody in the face, but you all right. No One, Nobody, and I don't know, a host of other people. Moana Nui. I know I probably screwed your name up, and I apologize. But if I missed you, that ain't my fault. It ain't on purpose. You know we got love for y'all. We here. All right, we here. You come here, and we here. So, of course, YouTube is the hub. Hit the thumbs up if you like what you see. Hit the thumbs down. But if you hit that thumbs down, I'm going to send some pop locking demons after you. All right? And the whole night, they're going to be like, and they're like,
Don't be threatening the people. Don't be threatening the people. We still got 2 episodes they gotta watch. We got 2 episodes left.
You're going to open your closet, and they're going to be like, and you're going to be like, oh, snap. All right, cool. So, podcast if you want to listen. Spotify for that music. Yo, we love all y'all. Thanks for coming through. We're going to leave y'all with Arcatron, ARCKATRON.com. And from us to you, we're just saying, peace.
Later, y'all.
Yeah. Man, look, hey, y'all know the deal. Mess around. Now I got to bring my Shogoth out and kill everybody because y'all don't know how to act. Peace. Oh, man.